GMGM. Sunday, 12th of May. Trade of the day. No, this is daily levels. This is the first one. Not much to say. Won't spend too much time on this video. Weekly outlook later on. We'll have much more in-depth discussion about the week ahead. But here we are on Sunday. Price hasn't moved since Friday. Shock. Same thing as always. So on weekends, when we've had a strong move preceding it, I always consider that to be the actual direction, right? So on Friday, which was valid, this was during Friday's session, we had strong selling. We then closed Friday, took out the lows, closed Friday here, consolidated sideways. So just chop both directions, and the most probable next direction is down. If it's going to be up, then it's going to probably chop and chop into the inefficiency before down. But I do suspect that whichever way we go, it's going to be one of those two. And at least until we test 60, the round number, maybe if we touch under 60 into this old order block here, there might be demand resting to keep us up. Who knows? But in a very simple sense, below April 2021 top, which I mentioned in a couple of videos, below that level, below 64, which is slightly below it, and the daily bands, this whole structure is bearish until it can invalidate. The invalidation, as it has been, and I'll continue to repeat, as much for me as it is for you, because every day we want to get long or change or flip or whatever, but there's no reason to, right? We're in a downtrend. You don't fight the trend. Wait until the trend flips. Because when the trend flips, it usually leads to an extended rally. And even if it doesn't, when the trend flips even here, it leads to a move to the other side of the range before a move back to range low. So I would look at that and think, okay, if Bitcoin flips the daily bands, we're going to be around 64 when they flip, because the bands are drifting lower. So if we reclaim, we're going to be 64, 65 if the bands go green. That's going to at least, in my opinion, at least take us to range high, which sets up good longs to there. Maybe it goes on to 80, 90, 100. Maybe it rejects and goes back to 60. Either way, the right play is still a long, right? If you're looking at June 2023, bands going green as price consolidated and was breaking higher, the right play was long. You get long from 26, goes up to 31. Even though it went back to 25, obviously the right play was long here. Yeah. The difference is when it moves there, have your invalidation so you don't end up bag holding it all the way back and round tripping. That's just where you differentiate a trade from an investment. If you bought more spot Bitcoin because the bands went green at 27, well, that turned out to be a great entry. Not time-wise, but it went up to 31, back to 27, chopped around, and then boom, away we go. Price-wise, amazing entry. And even time-wise, you had to sit for 3 months, but look at all you got after. So these bands are extremely reliable in terms of general direction. They're not 100% accurate. Nothing is. But in terms of general direction, they're very, very, very reliable. And so that's what I'm doing. Saturday's candle closed with a move up, a move down, closing near the lows or closing near the open. So basically like a doji candle. Today's candle, I don't expect really anything different. There's a tendency for price to pump on Sundays, but then retrace. I think the 4-hour bands will be very hard for price to flip on a Sunday. And I just expect more of what we had, more of the continuation lower. If we're looking at volume on the way down, the volume in this decline is not decreasing. If I get the aggregated chart on, okay, since the top here, we're looking at the 4-hour chart. The first little push down was the top candle and the first sell-off candle. The second push had lower volume. We then had a short squeeze bounce, but then we had a strong third push to new lows to consolidate with higher volume. The selling volume is increasing. The bounces are weak. And I see Bitcoin as being overall bearish. Now, over the weekend, What have we seen in this kind of sideways action? Not a lot. Open interest basically flat. Funding has been trending lower. Spot premium has been basically consistent. And CVDs are not doing much. No real liquidations of note on either side. One short squeeze, couple of longs getting taken out. So it's just a consolidation. And the general direction of the market will be continue to be dictated by spot as we move. Total 3 looks roughly the same, not much difference. So not a whole lot happening on alts. Total 3 didn't make a new low, which is notable, as Bitcoin did push to new lows. This continues the thing I've been talking about, which is altcoins. People are just, maybe I'm wrong, but I think people are complacent still, ignoring Bitcoin's strength. Ignoring Bitcoin weakness, providing a little bit of strength for altcoins, but it's not actual trending strength, right? It's just like alts haven't broken down as much yet, which is not, like, that's the opposite of strength. I don't see how this is any different to what we were doing here, where you have a push down, you have a rally, you have a push down, you have a rally, you're consolidation, right? This was strong rally up, consolidation before a bearish impulse, and this is just consolidation before another bearish impulse. There really has to be a shift. There has to be something significant that occurs that shifts this market back to bullish, because every time it tries to go up, it has genuine resistance. These are reversal candles. These 3 candles pushes back down, goes up again. This is a reversal. It tries once, twice, 3 times, fails. So unless it can start flipping these levels, I'm expecting lower. That's it, GM.